The Stories released their self-produced, highly acclaimed debut album in 2005. With 4 singer-songwriters sharing vocal duties, their West Coast-influenced harmony-laden songs soon started to get worldwide attention.
We were very lucky that the album we made, the album that we really love, it got picked up by Warner Brothers here, and it got picked up by Ryco in the States. One of the songs, Be By Your Side, was picked up for One Tree Hill, and 2 of the songs were used in a film called Bank Job, which has come out in 2008. And the director loved the band so much that we actually appear in the film as ourselves back in the 70s.
But before their big screen debut, the band went on the road, playing hundreds of gigs across the country, gaining the support of many radio stations along the way.
Radio 2 in particular have been fantastic supporters of our music, especially people like Bob Harris and Janice Long and Johnny Walker. When we do radio interviews and do live sessions, you can't hide, you can't cheat that. You have to bring the goods and you have to be able to perform and sing, and that is, you know, where we really live.
As well as their own headline tours, the band got to play Glastonbury, the South by Southwest Festival in Texas. They supported Joe Cocker, Katie Melua, Tom Jones, and went all over Europe, one of the biggest names in the business.
Elton John called my house in Swansea and said, "Hiya Steve, I've heard your record and I love it, I think it's brilliant." And he even started singing one of the songs down the phone to me, which, you know, you can imagine it was freaky and surreal. And then he said, "Look, I'm touring next year. Do you wanna come out and support me?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll just check my diary and see what we're doing." And we went out and I think we played about 25 shows, 30 shows with Elton over the last 2 summers. He invited us back again.
Yeah, everything is lost.
Another opportunity to share the stage with some legendary musicians came when the Stories were invited to play at a concert celebrating the life of the late Traffic drummer and songwriter Jim Capaldi.
Turned up with this thing not knowing who was going to be there, and just everyone we love in music, Stevie Winwood and Joe Walsh and, you know, Yusuf Islam and all these people that we, you know, really revere were all there.
As we came off stage, everyone at the side of the stage, whether it be Paul Weller or Pete Townsend or Gary Moore, they all went, "Oh, very good, really enjoyed," and it's just a bit of a head-spinning experience when all those people say that, really. It's immense.
Love's holding me. Thank you.
We're inspired by all types of different music.
So you've got a bit of 70s rock, you've got a bit of Led Zeppelin, you've got people like Crowded House, Fleetwood Mac.
And he's a big Beatles nut and a McCartney nut, and Rob likes darker stuff, Di likes Rufus Wainwright and so on. So there's this huge sort of melting pot, but because of the vocal harmonies, that was a very natural process because we're all singers. We've been compared to the Eagles, which is no bad thing because we're all big fans of that West Coast sound. But I think the West Coast sound comes via South Wales, where we're from, so it's kind of got this kind of quirkiness to it as well. With this new album, we wanted to move it on from the first one. We didn't want it to replicate what we made in the first record. We wanted to keep the vocal harmony sound, which has become a kind of trademark for us. But we wanted the drum sound to be more contemporary. We wanted it to be much more live, so we recorded it together, and to have a bit more of a, you know, a bit more of a rock sound and a bit more of an edge than the first album.
Nobody loves you. Nobody loves you.
Recorded the album in Real World in Bath with John Kelly, who's produced Paul McCartney, Kate Bush, Tori Amos, The Beautiful South. And it was just fantastic, you know, the studio was on a big kind of lake and you were looking out at that lake as you record. And he was just lovely, he brought the best out in us.
We all really came together as a band, much more than even being on the road for 2 years, you know. We are very proud of what we've made with this new album. We're a live band, we play live, that's what we do best. So we set up in an old theatre in a castle in South Wales. We wanted to show people that we can play live, and we are a genuine, live, hard-working band. On first listen, a lot of our songs sound very straightforward and very simple, but a lot of them have this kind of dark, lyrical underbelly. The Town Beyond the Trees is one of the first songs we wrote together as a band. That song was written initially about a true story based on a guy who was on death row, and he was writing a letter to his unborn son or daughter.
I hope you have my eyes, but not my soul.
So when we were writing it, we were thinking about our own fathers and some of the mistakes they've made, and it was a very deep thing for us to write this song, and we found it has really connected with people.
I can't hold you, God, I'm on my knees.
We'd love this album to become a hit album. We think the songs are definitely commercial enough. We definitely think the songs are good enough. Luck plays a huge part in the music industry, we've discovered. You know, getting the call from Elton, supporting Tom Jones, doing all the magical things that we've experienced, the June Capaldi concert and so on, has all been influenced by, you know, having good songs and having an incredible amount of luck. And timing, I think, plays a big part of it. With the Eagles being #1 all over the world again, there definitely is a market for the music we're making, and we know that. So we just want to take it to as many people as we can and just get out there and play. Do it the old way.
Is this the